Hi MFM crew and new subscribers. This is the Think Outside the Box challenge hosted by Krssie and Lacee. The Think Outside the Box challenge is hosted by the sisters Krssie and Lacee, and their respective channels are hosted by Krssie and Chad and Lacee TV. So I decided to try my hand at the challenge, so come on. These are the two boxes I chose for the challenge. They are very pretty and colorful, but not at all my style. So I decided to use them in this DIY and revamp them to my liking. So come on, let's see what happens. You will need boxes, wrapping paper, cellophane, glue, brushes, scissors, bling wrap, filler beads, and embellishments. Okay, so we've got all our items laid out, and you will see me using the super glue and the other glue together. I do not own a glue gun, but I realize that that's a small investment that I may want to take. But that does not mean that we cannot get the job done. The glue gun certainly would have made this a lot easier, but it's still a doable task. So we've got it on fast forward and we are getting it in. And believe it or not, I really am enjoying myself. This is just another avenue of my creative juices to be used. And here I'm putting the glue on. And I bought the cellophane because I started out trying to decoupage or use Mod Podge to put the paper onto the boxes, but the paper is so thin that it tore, so I ended up having to wipe off all the Mod Podge and start from scratch again. So there are a lot of things that have been eliminated in this video because with DIYs, sometimes you have a plan in place and it just does not pan out. So you have to change gears, and that's what we did. But we're moving right along really nicely. Everything is lining up really nice. I love the pattern paper that I chose. It just gives a clean and sophisticated look. Smoothing out everything and trying to make sure the seams are nice and crisp. I love you DIYers that take the time to do the detail finishes. That is very attractive to me. So I'm trying to do the same thing here, trying to make sure that the edges of my box look wrapped and neat, and that everything is lining up very cleanly. And we've almost conquered the smaller box. And again, I'm using the two glues together. The washable glue is in the bigger tube, and then the quick drying glue is in the smaller tube, the super glue. Here we have moved forward and are working on the embellishments for the two boxes. Now this was a little bit more tedious because I had to use both of the glues and do a lot of cutting and trimming, but the end result is just going to be lovely. And when it comes to DIYs, you have to be one who truly is a DIYer, one, and is very, very patient. I am more on the design and decor side, where I like all the pretty stuff already done and I like to do the placement. But again, I did enjoy this challenge. And here I'm just trying to make sure that I have those edges down firmly so that I can attach the bling to the boxes. And I'm sorry I'm off the radar a little bit, out of frame. So you guys are having a good weekend. As you could see in my early part of the video, the weather here was absolutely beautiful. It was in the 80s, it was breezy, just a gorgeous day. But I am a little bit concerned because if it's this warm now, the summer is probably going to be brutal. And I am going to have to make sure that I purchase an umbrella for my patio, because that sun is rough. But okay, we are putting in a little work here and adding the bling to the edges of the box, and look at what a difference it is making. It has just amped up this look 100%. Thank God for the fast forward button. Okay, and I look back at the boxes and where we started, and now for the finished beauties. Look at how they turned out. So beautiful, and you can see the embellishments that I put on top. I love how this ended. Yes, so we've come to the end. So here is the smaller box, and it turned out really beautifully. As you notice, I chose an old brooch that used to be my mother's. It is a little turtle, and it has a few little sparkling rhinestones on it. I took the back clasp off and glued it to a clear filler, and that's how that turned out. Also, here's a good look on the inside so that you can see how I dressed it up, and look at how the bling just sparkles. Isn't that pretty? That is wonderful. I love how this turned out, especially when I'm not a true DIYer by nature. And then here is the larger box, and look at how that turned out. And I used a different the different bling color where the larger box is concerned. Now on the top of this one, I used the filler beads as well, but this was a pair of earrings that I had, and one of them was broken, so I just took the clasp off the back of it, and my intention actually was to have this raised, but they would not attach well to the filler beads, so this ended up being how the final look turned out. But I love it just the same. So take a look inside again. Isn't that pretty? I love that. I'm so glad that the sisters did this challenge. It pushed me to a place that I usually don't go. All right. Now, how am I going to use it? One moment. So, for the smaller box, I'm going to use it as a treat box for myself on my nightstand. And look what I filled it with. Lindor truffles, yes. So when I go out and I didn't spend too much, and I treated my neighbor well, that's my little reward to myself at the end of the day. You know how I am. Treat yourself. Okay, and my larger box, I'm going to use this to house my devotional and a little notebook as well, so that I can write notes, maybe even get inspired about different things that I want to do for the channel. So I'm putting that in here with its matching pen, and that's what I'm going to use the second one for. At first I was thinking about using it for my bracelets and things like that, but some of them are a little bit too large to allow the top to close. So that's what I'm going to use the two for. So thank you so much, sisters Krssie and Lacee, for doing this challenge. It pushed me out of my comfort zone, but I enjoyed it just as well. This is the end of the video. I want to give a special thanks to the sisters Lacee and Krssie for hosting this challenge. It pushed me out of my comfort zone because I'm not naturally a DIYer, but I do enjoy the results that came from me doing my box makeover. Thank you so much. Now, please go to their channels and check out their DIYs when you want to do a little work and get a little work in. But when you want to chill and have some food, fun, fashion, decor, thrift, come on over to my house. All right? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.